overall decline in reported incidents hasn't seen a drop in violence against crews, with 50 kidnapped, 3 taken hostage, and the same number threatened, 2 assaulted, 1 injured, and 1 killed in the first half of the year. The Gulf of Guinea accounted for 32% of all reported incidents, including both vessels fired upon and hijacked. The region also accounted for all 50 kidnapped crew as well as crew fatality. All vessel types continued to be targeted in the Gulf of Guinea for the ransom, used also as potential motherships in order to target other vessels in the region. Incidents continued to be reported against vessels also steaming in the Singapore Straits. This may be considered opportunistic in nature, nevertheless indicating a certain risk to seafarers when they were reported to have been either threatened, assaulted, or injured. Vessels are also advised to take precautionary measures while anchored in Manila Bay, Philippines, and in Callao, Peru. Talking about Gulf of Aden, recently they've been reported only 2 incidents, one of which was when a bulk carrier reported a skiff with armed persons on board and a ladder approaching it while transiting from the Gulf of Aden. And the onboard armed security team fired warning shots, resulting in the skiff moving away. The latter one happened just recently. On the 10th of August, UNAFOR Atlanta Joint Operations Center received an alert, according to which the motor vessel Anatolia was under attack by a skiff with 4 or 5 armed persons aboard. Reportedly, the skiff attempted to approach the vessel and opened fire with small arms and rocket-propelled grenades. One of these RPG caused damage in the vicinity of the bridge. After almost 2 hours of exchange of fire between the assailants and the privately contracted armed security personnel, the attackers returned back to shore. There were no injuries claimed on board, and the vessel continued its route and arrived safely to Mogadishu port. Although piracy and robbery at sea in Somalia has been deterred and suppressed, this incident demonstrates that these crimes are not eradicated yet and continue to possess the capability and capacity to carry out the attacks. Talking about the importance of maritime security in shaping the future of the international economy, we have to say that it's indisputable that maritime transport is the backbone of the global economy and a major driver for nations' prosperity and stability. Therefore, maritime security is an integral component of maritime transport, and it's also critical to global energy supply and essential for sustainable development and international economy. The Gulf of Oman and Strait of Hormuz are bustling maritime trade routes in the world. They are essential routes for the oil exporting countries in the region, where roughly 1/3 of the world's energy resources are transported by ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Hence, it's going without saying that the security of these routes is important and of great interest of all the countries involved. Thus, all of them are at stake in countering threats to sea shipping routes that are the arteries of the global economy and directly affect global security. Only recently, we witnessed how disruptions to maritime supply chain due to COVID-19 pandemic can have serious economic repercussions internationally. In light of recent threats to maritime security in the Arabian Peninsula, the UAE detailed the pivotal role that maritime transport plays and understands that maritime security and environmental sustainability are interconnected. They submitted a written statement to the UN Security Council for its high-level open debate on maritime security. Recent maritime attacks in the region are dangerous on multiple levels, and responding to it is essential for the security and prosperity of a multitude of international interests. If they are left unaddressed, the harm caused has the potential to be felt on exponentially larger scale, with the global supply chain affected. Now, let's talk about challenges and solutions developed by Safina Security. Well, I can say that as Safina Security is international maritime security firm that's been there for almost 8 years, operating and protecting over 4,000 vessels during the years of its existence. We have protected the vessels of the largest shipping companies, oil and gas majors, yacht companies, etc. We are specializing on crisis management and emergency response, armed guards, vessel hardening, maritime security consultancy, etc. All our operators can join the vessel at any time. Our operations department is 24/7 available for any emergency response. At the moment, all our security guards are vaccinated. That is in compliance with the health and safety measures of all the VBAs. We have faced lots of challenges within the COVID-19 pandemic, all the restrictions, logistic complications, but nevertheless, we coped with all of them successfully. Well, we do also provide services in West of Africa, and we support the clients with the fleet of more than 40 purpose-built gunboats. We are working in a very complex maritime environment, coordinating on risk assessment and tactical operations. And probably that's one of the most challenging things in order to provide a cost-effective service to the client and to provide undisruptive operations. When we talk about the engaging role of technology, we have to understand that technology remains the chief driver, even as maritime organizations, shipping industries, and boat manufacturers try to keep up with the digital advancements. There are several challenges regarding the adoption and implementation of the new tools that are coming up, such as deep learning, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, drones, industrial, Internet of Things, to become aware of the potential threats. The chief requirement now is to train all crew and officers to take these new technologies into stride and stay updated with the upcoming innovations to ensure better ship security. The digital age brings digital risks to maritime security. The shipping industry is very well aware of the rising cybersecurity risks and has taken several steps towards combating the threats. Therefore, the IMO has issued guidance on maritime cyber risk management to safeguard shipping from current and emerging cyber threats and vulnerabilities. This document provides recommendations on the design, manufacture, maintenance and testing of shipboard computer-based systems, as well as recommendations applicable to the safety management systems. Most for a ship owner, it's very important to realize that cybersecurity is a real risk. No vessel may be considered protected from cyber threats without a relevant analysis and assessment of the results. Even an old ship that lacks computerized automation systems for propulsion, cargo handling, operations, etc., might be vulnerable, bearing in mind that there are AIS and other onboard equipment made compulsory under international conventions, and this all can be under a certain risk. The importance of cybersecurity in building is safe and sustainable environment in the coming years. This makes cybersecurity one of the most imperative aspects of the maritime security to be considered. As the most common cause of cybersecurity breaches is due to lack of knowledge or negligence of the personnel, the primary focus these days is towards creating awareness about the existing cybersecurity technology and making sure that the crew follows precise procedures while handling it. The second most important concern is also the creation of the efficient tools that will assess the maturity of the maritime organization and provide suggestions regarding any existing loopholes. And well, at the moment there are a few tools that are designed specifically for the maritime industry. Hence, this aspect of cybersecurity will be at the forefront of technological innovation. Seeing this, there is a distinct requirement for increasing the awareness about cybersecurity and the measures that need to be taken in implementing the same.